What's going on today, people? You already know what it is. It's your boy Tune. This Y.B.E.T.V. First and foremost, I want to say go to the website to YBETV.org and hit me up if you want to ask me questions. You can go to the Ask Tune, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff on there. You got the marketing course, the business credit course, the setup, clothing. You can get you clothing made. You can get all types of different things done and made for yourself. Make sure you take advantage of it. Make sure you look into it. Make sure you support the channel. Today, I want to do a review on this Blackstone oil analysis. Now, this one is out of Fort Wayne. I want to show you what comes in the kit. This is how an oil sample comes. Now, Blackstone, if you call Blackstone, if you go into Google and you put in Blackstone oil analysis, you can actually call them and they will send you these to your house. They will send you about 5 or 10 of them to your house. You don't have to pay for shipping. You don't have to pay for the container. They will send it to you. And then what you do is you go and you can get your oil sample done when you get your oil changed. This is for the people that already have trucks and you already been running them, and you want to make sure that you keep your maintenance up and you keep your oil sample. You keep your oil sample going. It will definitely help. Now, this is the container that your oil is going to go in. You know, of course, open it up. You know, that's the container. That's all you need for the sample. All right. This right here is the paperwork they're going to send you. They're going to send you this in here. So you're going to fill this out. It's going to ask you information about the miles on your engine, when the last time you had an oil change, your contact information, engine make and model, do you use additives, and then it's going to ask you for your credit card number and everything. So you put that on there, right? And then you have the bag. Now, this bag is what you're going to put your sample in after it is complete, because it might have a little oil residue on it, so you know you do that. And this right here is just a little cushion padding so it won't be moving around and jumping around so much. And last but not least, they give you this. This right here is your sticker that you're going to put after your oil change is done and you got your oil sample. This is going to say, hey, this is where I'm going to do my next oil sample at. I recommend doing an oil sample every time you get an oil change, because it's only like 28 bucks. You add that on and it keeps you, you know, into the motion of seeing what's going wrong, and you're able to catch something with your motor before it gets bad. Now, let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story about something that actually did happen to me. I was out and I was running this truck that I'm in right now, and this was a while back. And I didn't know about the oil sample and the oil sample kits, and I didn't know about all that. So I had a leak. I had a leak. It was antifreeze. My truck, I thought it was leaking antifreeze, so every time my antifreeze would just come up missing, my engine light would come on, I check it, it say low antifreeze, low coolant. I would go put some coolant in it and bring it back up, and then I got it pressure tested. They said they can't find a leak, they can't find a leak. So they said you need to find out if it's going into the engine. So they checked the oil. They was like, it's not going into the engine because the oil is not changing colors. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm cool. So I thought nothing of it. I kept going down the road. Never got an oil sample. Later on, like a year or so later, my engine blew. It almost blew. Where it didn't blow, I started getting engine problems. So I had to take it in. They said they would have had to redo the engine. And it was only at 600,000 miles on this truck. I was totally upset. Totally upset. So I go in and they say it's going to be like 15 grand. So I go in and do it. No, first, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I go in and they say, let me double check to make sure everything is cool, because we could take the top off and it seems like you probably got some seals that went bad. Some seals inside your engine went bad, and the antifreeze is making it in there, is making it build up pressure, blah, blah, blah. That's why I was keeping the antifreeze in there for a while, but then when the pressure dies down, the antifreeze seeps on into the engine. So after that was said and done, they found out that it was the engine and I needed to get it rebuilt. So I ended up having to rebuild it for 15 grand. But you know what he told me? He said, Mr. Goodwin, if you would have been doing oil samples, you would have been able to catch this. And guess how much it would have cost you? I was like, how much? He said it would have been like $800, in between $800 and $900. I was like, that's it? He said, yeah. He was like, but now, since you ain't get an oil sample, you're going to have to pay over $15,000. I've been doing oil samples ever since. That's my story. Now, as far as the people that just buying a truck, or you know, you running it and you've never done one before and you're excited to do one and see where your engine is at, this right here is a oil sample pump thing. That's what I call it, the pump thing. You stick this in the dipstick hole right there, and this right here, and it will suck the oil up and fill this. Just get it halfway. Now, this is the thing. This comes from Blackstone. You can order this from Blackstone. This right here is the twisty thing. You put it on there. And you put it on there, right there. Bam, you got that. It's on there. And they fit. Like, all of them fit. The ones that come in the container, they all fit. Same one. It's the same one. See? Same one. It all fits right on here. It's made especially for them. I guess they made this tool, or this tool is especially made for them. So, bam, you take that, you put it on this. Okay. Then this right here twists, because you got different size tubing. So this right here is wide open. Let me see if I can show you this. See, it's wide open. See straight through. See straight through. Okay. So what happens is you can twist this and it closes down, so it won't let as much air through as you see. You see how it got smaller, and this gets it wider. See? Oops. But that's the whole thing, man, and I hope that this helps somebody, because it definitely, see, smaller, wider. Smaller. See that? See how small that hole can get? See, it's tight, so it's gonna go. Let's get really low. So that's the whole game. And you get this, and you run your oil samples, and I'm not saying it's 100% accurate a million other times of the way, but I'm definitely like this, that if you can run an oil sample and find out what's going on with a truck on the front end instead of the back end, you definitely will be in a good place. Now, last but not least, an oil sample, what I've learned is this. An oil sample is like this. When you run that oil sample and you got that thing going, it will tell you like different metals that's in your oil. It'll like, hey, well, this one got a lot of aluminum, or this one got a lot of polycarbonates. I don't know what a polycarbonate is. I'm just making up a word. So it's got this, it's got that in it. And what will happen is you will end up dodging a bullet. Like, say you're going to buy a truck. I'm going to make this quick. Let's say you're going to buy a truck, and they say, hey, this has a lot of aluminum in it. And when you got this high trace of aluminum, that means that you've got a problem in the engine. You have a problem in the piston compartment, because this is a piston about to go bad. Would you buy that truck? You probably wouldn't, right? Because you don't want no motor problems. But guess what? Just saved you. Even though that truck is pretty, you saved yourself because you got an oil sample. Now, I've told you where to get the oil sample from, how to get the oil sample, oil change, or oil tool, so you ain't got to do an oil change. You got that, you got that, you got that. What else is it? You already know. It's your boy Tunchi. This is Y.B.E.T.V. If you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. Y.B.E.T.V.